The surveillance footage didn't lie. That's what Quartermaster Venn kept telling himself as he watched the recording for the 47th time, his three-fingered hand trembling over the control panel. The human stood in the center of detention block 9, shoulders relaxed, hands open at his sides. Marcus Holt. That was his name. 28 standard cycles old, brown hair, average height for his species. The incident report listed it as self-defense. 7 attackers. All Kraxan military prisoners. All dead within 90 seconds. Venn paused the feed and rubbed his eyes. He'd served on the Galactic Council's enforcement fleet for 22 years. He'd seen combat footage from the siege of Polaxis. He'd witnessed the carnage at the Battle of the Crimson Moons. Nothing, absolutely nothing, had prepared him for this. "You look terrible," Lieutenant Morris said, sliding into the chair beside him. She was a Talarian, all smooth blue skin and concerned eyes. "How many times have you watched it?" "Not enough times to understand it." Venn hit play again. The footage showed the moment perfectly. A Kraxan named Bruthar, twice the human size and famous for killing opponents with his bare claws, made the first move. He lunged from behind, claws extended toward Marcus's neck. Standard ambush technique. Should have been fatal. Except Marcus moved. Not fast by Kraxan standards. Not even particularly fast by human standards, according to the database. But he moved with this awful, terrible precision that made Venn's stomach twist. The human's elbow snapped backward, caught Bruthar in the throat. There was a wet crunch. Bruthar dropped, choking, clawing at his crushed windpipe. "Oh, stars," Mora whispered. She'd never seen it before. 3 more Kraxans rushed him from the front. Marcus didn't retreat. Why would he retreat? He stepped forward into them, hands moving like surgical instruments. A palm strike to one's nose, driving bone fragments into brain tissue. A knee to another's kidney, followed by both hands grabbing the alien's head and twisting with that horrible, efficient motion. Snap! The third Kraxan swung a sharpened piece of metal, probably meant to be a shank. Marcus caught the wrist mid-swing. Broke it. Used the momentum to spin the screaming Kraxan into the wall. Once. Twice. The screaming stopped. "He's smiling," Morris said, her voice barely audible. Venn rewound 15 seconds. She was right. The corner of Marcus's mouth was turned up. Not a grin. Not enjoyment. Something else. Something that made the quartermaster's skin crawl. The last 2 Kraxans hesitated. Smart. Too late, but smart. Marcus walked toward them. Just walked. Casual. Like he was crossing a street or heading to lunch. One Kraxan roared and charged. Marcus sidestepped, grabbed the back of the alien's head, and used the creature's own momentum to drive its face into the steel bench bolted to the floor. The sound echoed in the recording. Wet and final. The 7th Kraxan ran. Actually turned and ran toward the cell door, hammering on it, screaming for the guards. Marcus caught him in 4 steps. Grabbed him by the back of his prison uniform. Slammed him face first into the door once, hard enough to dent the metal. The Kraxan slumped. Marcus knelt beside the body, checking for a pulse with 2 fingers against the neck. Then, and this was the part that haunted Venn, Marcus stood up, dusted off his hands, and sat down on the bench to wait for the guards. Calm, breathing steady, like absolutely nothing had happened. The medical examiner's report came back, Venn said quietly. Every strike was lethal. Every single one. No wasted movement. No excessive force. Just exact, calculated killing. He was defending himself. Mora protested. 7 against 1. They attacked first. "We have witnesses who confirmed they'd been planning to kill him for days because he refused to join their gang." "I know." Venn closed the file. "I know all of that. The law is clear. It was legitimate self-defense. He'll be released tomorrow with a formal apology from the council." "Then why do you look like you've seen a ghost?" Venn pulled up another file. Marcus Holt's background. Born on Earth, 3rd planet in the Sol system. Occupation listed as accountant. Accountant. No military service. No combat training on record. Arrested during a random customs check. Found with undeclared luxury goods. Minor smuggling charge. Sentenced to 6 months in minimum security. This human, Venn said slowly. This accountant killed 7 trained Kraxan military prisoners in 90 seconds using nothing but his bare hands. The Kraxans have been fighting wars for 3,000 years. They're born warriors. And he broke them like they were children. Mora leaned back, understanding dawning in her eyes. What are you saying? I'm saying the report from First Contact was wrong. Venn pulled up the official file on humanity. Newly contacted species. Technologically advanced, but physically unremarkable. Moderate strength, moderate speed, average intelligence. Recommended classification as potential trade partners, but minimal military threat. He switched back to the footage. Froze it on Marcus's face. Those calm, calculating eyes. I'm saying that if an accountant can do this, what can their soldiers do? The question hung in the air like a death sentence. Morris stood up slowly. We need to report this to the High Council. Already did. 3 days ago. Venn's voice was hollow. They said it was an outlier. One individual doesn't represent an entire species. Statistically insignificant. And you don't believe that. I watched him kill 7 people in 90 seconds, Mora. He didn't panic. Didn't hesitate. Didn't even break a sweat. Venn turned to face her fully. We don't understand humans at all. The conference room on Deck 7 smelled like recycled air and anxiety. Venn had called in every favor he had to arrange this meeting. 3 members of the Enforcement Council sat across from him, looking various shades of annoyed at being pulled from their schedules. Commander Thaxis, a hulking Grindar with scales like polished steel, drummed his claws on the table. Quartermaster, we've read your reports. Multiple times. A human defended himself against attackers. This happens every day in detention facilities across 17 sectors. Why are we here? Because you haven't watched the footage. Venn activated the holoprojector. Really watched it. We don't have time for this, Administrator Pelix muttered. She was a Sevrani, insectoid and perpetually impatient. The human followed protocol. He reported the attack immediately. Security logs confirm his story. Case closed. Watch. Venn hit play. They watched. The room fell silent except for the sounds from the recording. The crunch. The snap. The wet impact of skull against steel. When it ended, nobody spoke for a full minute. Captain Reeves, the only other human in the room, cleared his throat. He'd been silent until now, observing with those unsettling human eyes that never seemed to stop analyzing everything. May I ask what specifically concerns you, Quartermaster? Everything, Venn said flatly. The speed. The efficiency. The complete lack of hesitation or fear. Your species has been part of the Galactic Council for 8 months. We've conducted cultural exchanges, trade negotiations, scientific collaborations. Nobody mentioned that you're all potential killing machines. Reeves almost smiled. Almost. We're not all like Marcus. That's what terrifies me. Venn pulled up a new file. I did research. 3 weeks of research. Do you know what I found? Your planet has been at war with itself for your entire recorded history. Your species has invented thousands of ways to kill each other. Martial arts, combat systems, weapon designs. You've been perfecting murder for millennia. Thaxis leaned forward, suddenly interested. Go on. Marcus Holt is an accountant. But I found his education records. Every human child on Earth learns basic self-defense starting at age 5. It's considered normal. Expected. You have professional fighters who train their entire lives just to fight other humans for entertainment. For sport. Pelix's antennae twitched. Surely you're exaggerating. Am I? Venn gestured at the frozen image of Marcus standing over 7 corpses. He's completely average by human standards. Below average, actually. No special training beyond what every human receives as part of normal childhood development. Reeves sighed and stood up, walking to the viewport overlooking the detention complex. You want to know the truth, Quartermaster? Fine. Yes, humans are dangerous. We evolved as persistence hunters on a death world where everything was trying to kill us. We learned to fight because we had to. We learned to strategize because the things hunting us were bigger and stronger and faster. That doesn't explain this, Thaxis said, rewinding to the moment Marcus broke the first Craxon's neck. This is trained behavior. It's survival instinct, Reeves corrected. When a human is cornered, truly threatened, we don't freeze. We don't surrender. We calculate the most efficient way to eliminate the threat, and we execute. Marcus wasn't thinking about honor or glory or making a statement. He was thinking about surviving. So he did what humans do best. He adapted and overcame. Venn felt sick. Your entire species is like this? Most of us will never be in a situation where we need those instincts, Reeves said carefully. We're peaceful. We prefer diplomacy. We value life. But yes, if you corner us, if you threaten us, we become very difficult to kill. Evolution made sure of that. The room fell silent again. Venn could see the calculations happening behind everyone's eyes. The Galactic Council had welcomed humanity as minor partners, useful for their technology, their creativity, their diplomatic skills. But this changed everything. The Craxans won't let this stand, Pelix said quietly. 7 of their warriors killed by one unarmed human. It's humiliating. They'll demand satisfaction. Let them, Reeves said, his voice harder now. Marcus defended himself against 7 attackers who'd been planning to murder him. The law is clear. If the Craxans want to turn this into a diplomatic incident, we'll be happy to discuss their military prisoners forming gangs in council detention facilities. Thaxis barked a laugh. I like him. He's got spine. This isn't funny, Venn snapped. Don't you understand what this means? We've invited a species of predators into the council. Predators who hide behind friendly smiles and diplomatic language until the moment they're threatened. Then they become this. He stabbed a finger at the frozen image of Marcus, calm and deadly and terrifyingly efficient. Every species in this council has weapons, Reeves pointed out. The Craxans have claws and combat training. The Grindar have natural armor and strength. The Sivrani have venomous stingers. Humans have our minds and our adaptability. Is it really so different? Yes. Venn was shouting now, he realized distantly. Because your weapons are hidden. We can't see them. We let you into our stations, our ships, our homes, thinking you were harmless, thinking you were safe. Reeves met his eyes, and for just a moment, Venn saw it. That same cold calculation he'd seen in Marcus's face on the recording. The predator looking out through civilized eyes. We are safe, Reeves said softly. As long as you don't attack us. As long as you follow your own laws and treat us fairly. But if someone decides we're easy targets? If someone thinks humans are soft because we prefer peace? He gestured at the hollow projection. Then yes, Quartermaster. Then you'll see what millions of years of evolution on a death world produces. The silence that followed was absolute. Finally, Thaxis spoke. I'm recommending we update humanity's threat assessment. Immediately, Pelix nodded slowly. Agreed. And I'm recommending we ensure all council members understand that humans are under full diplomatic protection. What happened to Marcus cannot happen again. Venn slumped in his chair, exhausted. What about Marcus? He's being released tomorrow. We honor our own laws, Reeves said firmly. He defended himself. He walks free. But Quartermaster? You should probably warn the other prisoners to leave humans alone from now on. As the meeting ended and people filed out, Venn sat alone in the darkening room, watching the footage loop one more time. Marcus Holt, accountant, standing calmly among the bodies of 7 trained warriors. The report had said self-defense. The report had been completely, terrifyingly accurate. And somewhere in the galaxy, Venn knew, other species were making the same mistake his people had made. Assuming humans were weak. Assuming they were harmless. He wondered how many would learn the truth the hard way. The footage looped again. 90 seconds. 7 bodies. 1 human. Venn shut off the hollow projector and sat in the darkness, contemplating what his people had welcomed into the stars. So what did you think? Did this story surprise you? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this sci-fi story, please hit the like button. It really helps the channel grow. And don't forget to subscribe for more mind-blowing science fiction stories every week. Turn on the notification bell so you never miss an upload. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next story.